Hello. Today what I want to do is I want to go over cooking sets. Now, I wanted to also show you a little bit of my personal preferences and where I would use what pot set in which situation, which one I would choose to take. This one here is a solo stove pot, and I'm going to open these all up, but I'm going to go rather quickly because I could talk pots for an hour and no one wants to listen to that. So I'm going to do these rather quickly and then share my most used pot or cooking kit. So this here is the solo stove pot, like I said. I believe it's close to 2 liter. This pot is actually the one that I took on season 1 of Alone. Now, this has a lot of nice features to it. It has the handles here, plus it has a bail. Now, a lot of times, I love a bail for cooking over an open fire. So this had a lot of great features to it, stainless steel. And for long term, I don't use this a whole lot. But if I was going out for a week or something like that and had to boil all my water or cook big meals and such, I would take this. I'm usually only out for a night, maybe 2. So this doesn't see a whole lot of use anymore. But what I have in here is, this is my pot here, and then I have my little hobo stove here. And this here fits right inside. So I got my stove, I got my pot, and I'm all set. Like I said, I'd probably take this out if I'm going out on a week camping trip, or if I have more than just me, myself, and say, you know, a couple other people, and I want to prepare bigger meals, I would take this. This here has seen a lot of use. This is a aluminum military East German mess kit. Now, has a lot of features to it. Your top is actually a fry pan or a pot. Got that. Also got another pot in there, or you can use it as a fry pan. I've used it for both. And then you have the main compartment. And this here holds, not quite sure now, but it holds quite a bit. I took the handle off. I didn't bother packing that out with me, but there's a handle on here, so you have a bail that you can hang this. This has seen a lot of use. As you see, a lot of campfires. It's a sweet, sweet pot. And yes, it is aluminum, but there's controversy around that as well. But it's done me very well over the years. Now, keeping into the military type kits, this one here is a canteen kit. Now, I've done a lot to modify this, but I've used this canteen cup for a long time. Now, right here is a modified canteen cup into a stove. This works very good. I'm gonna have to start just dropping this stuff. And here, it's the old style. This just folds down. You have some with butterfly handles, and then you have this style here. This goes up and clips in like that. Now, I take this off. That's another stove. I'll keep this here for putting my cup in and setting into a fire and such as well, so the heat gets in underneath of it. But this here is a DIY lid that I use. Now, as you've seen, I've cleaned this up many times and it still looks like this. And keeping your pots black, to me, it actually boils quicker because black absorbs heat. When they're nice and silver and such, they reflect some of that heat. So I don't clean them right up. But that's me. You can do as you like. That's my way of thinking anyhow. So this here just all folds in like this here. This comes around and boom. So this here, like I said, I've used this many times. I've cooked a lot of meals. I have a complete series where I use this cup. And the stoves. So let's move on to the next one. So this here, I have another pot in this water bottle holder. Now normally what I'll do is I'll put a little gas stove in here, and I can actually use the fuel canister and put on top of this, so I have a complete kit right in this. And what I have in here, of course, is going to fight me getting out now, is the Stanley Cup cook set. This fits in here, plus I have a DIY pot as well. This here is made from a canister from the dollar store. Right in the bottom I have my bale. I just squeeze it up like that, throw it in the bottom, fits in there. When I want it, I just spread it out, put it on, and use it. As you've seen, this has seen fire as well. But that fits in there perfectly, just like that. So with this bag and this kit, I have my stove, my canister, and my pot set. And a shout out to Manland 121 for the Stanley Cup kit. And also got a Muskrat Jim patch here as well. Now keeping with the Stanley cook kits, this one here is one that I bought a little while ago. And it's rather large. But it only has your handle. And it has another pot in here as well. This says 67 ounces, 2 liters. That's what size this pot is. Now this one here is 40 ounces, 1200 milliliters. So it gives you 2 pots. I dropped the lid. But it also gave me a bunch of bowls and all this other stuff that's I can add to this. But this here, I don't use it much. For this would be long term as well. Go out for a week or so. But I take it when me and the family go camping. You can use this over an open fire, but you got to set it up right and such. You can't just hang it because there's no bail. But this works great on a camp stove. The old propane camp stoves, the old style, or even, you know, your new butane and so on, those type of camp stoves. Works great for that, but there's many uses for this type of pot. But it's pretty compact, really, for what you get. There's a lot of room in a pot set like this for cooking. So this here is a Esbit pot, and I really like this pot. This here is great for people that want everything complete. Your whole cook set and stove is in here. All you got to do is carry some alcohol for an alcohol burner in this kit. But this one here has the rubberized handles on them. Now that's a pot as well, the lid. So whenever I use this, I'm not going to really use this over a campfire. you can with care, but I don't. I only use it with this kit. Or I can use this with other gas burners. But it's a 750 milliliter pot and 24 ounces as well. And it has measurements inside. It's got a pour spout as well, which is nice. And in here, I have the burner. I keep this in a bag in case it leaks. But here's your stove stand right here, your pot stand. So that would sit down like this. You put your pot on it and you put your burner underneath. And there you go. You put your lid on and you start cooking. But this here is a stand that fits down in here as well. And that's so you can use Esbit cubes with this and cook as well. But this here is more of a pot set that I will take when I'm just using either alcohol or Esbit. And don't plan on using a campfire, say because of a fire ban or something like that there. Very nice kit. I really like it. I like that it has a bag for this as well, the pot stand and such, just so it's not scratching the inside of your pot. Very, very well thought out, this pot set. In this bag right here, this is my most used pot. And a few years ago, I did a video on how to make a pot from canisters, stainless steel canisters that you would have on a kitchen counter for putting pastas and all kinds of different things in, flours, sugars, and so on. Well, I made a pot from a canister set. Believe it or not, this here has been my most used pot. I had to find a lid for this pot because I couldn't use what came with it. So, I had an old Sierra cup, and this works and fits perfectly for this pot. But it also works as a cup for drinking, for cooking, for if I have two people, I can put a portion in this, pass that to them, and so on. This here has been a great cook set. I've used it for many, many trips, from overnighters to long trips. I also keep in one of the Stanley Cook Kit green cups. I keep that in here for my coffees. And this is a 1 cup measuring cup. Broke the handle off. So if I have, say, a mountain house meal and I've got to measure my water and such, it's all right here. So I keep that in there as well. This bag here that I'm keeping this in, this was a bag from the dollar store that had an old pillow in it. Well, it fit this, and that's what I've been using. And this is the pot. It's about 5 cups, and I just drilled 2 holes, had a ring around it for the lid and such. Just drilled 2 holes, put a wire bail on it, and that's it. As you see, black as a boot. Use this many, many times over a fire, on a propane stove, gas burners, and so on. This here has gotten a lot of use, and it still will. This has been my favorite pot. I can't say favorite, because all of them I really like, and I still have a couple more sets at home, but No more would fit my backpack. But this one here is my most used because of the size, the convenience of having everything I need in here. This just sits on there like that. Of course, you can't move it around, it will fall off. It's just sits there and that's it. But that is my pot sets. And I love my bales for, it makes it more multi-use for myself, for hanging on a tripod and so on. Just having handles, you have to work around that if you have an open fire so you can prop up your stove, or I mean your pot and so on. So this here, if I'm having an open fire, I'd rather just hang it. So that's my preference in my pots, and if you stuck around this long, thanks a lot and appreciate you watching. Take care.